Hello, this is S.R. Staley, and I'm recording from Bellbrook, Ohio in the middle of winter, so I'm dressed a little more warmly than when I'm recording from Tallahassee, Florida. Today I would like to talk about The Hunger Games. It's the trilogy of books by Suzanne Collins, and the first movie in the trilogy is going to be appearing on March 23rd, 2012. And in particular, what I want to do is talk about a theme that I think has been missed in most of the reviews and the discussion about the games, about the entire trilogy, and it's the theme of freedom. The main theme of the story behind The Hunger Games is Katniss Everdeen, who is a teenager who sacrifices her own life to save her sister, and it traces her adventures as she goes into this terrible, militaristic, brutal game set up by the Capital District, in which the teenagers have to fight for survival, and only one can win. It actually sets up a great plot for the book because you never know at what point if Katniss is going to die or if she's going to survive or what she's going to have to do to just get through the games. An important theme throughout the series is that Katniss is not just fighting the Capital District. She's also fighting for freedom, for the freedom of her friends, for the freedom of her district, to do what they want to do and do it in peace. And so this makes this book very different from, say, the Harry Potter series, where Harry Potter is fighting an evil force, Voldemort. And while there is a government in the picture, in the sense it's the Ministry of Magic, it's not the same thing because the Ministry of Magic, really in the Harry Potter series, is inept and incompetent. What's different about the Hunger Games is that the government is more than just competent, it's efficient. And it's efficient at killing and maintaining order. And Katniss is not only fighting to survive in the Hunger Games, she's fighting for her freedom. And I really think this becomes really apparent in the third book, which is Mockingjay, not really the first book in the Hunger Games, which is much more of a survival story. But in Mockingjay, we find that what motivates her is not just overthrowing the Capital District, it's overthrowing oppression generally. So, in fact, an important part of this, it's not just that you have bad people that are in charge of government. It's almost as if the books are fulfilling the dictum that Lord Acton coined centuries ago, that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And it's interesting because this theme, while I see it as being incredibly important to understanding the links of the three books and understanding Katniss and what she's doing, it really hasn't been part of the discussion about the books. And Suzanne Collins has said that one of her main tasks in these books is to really try and explore the effects of war and violence on the psyche and of children and young adults and young people. And certainly the Hunger Games do that in a very important way that in itself makes it a really different type of book series. But I think the Hunger Games is going to stand up really well against classics like George Orwell's 1984. Because while George Orwell was dealing with totalitarian governments that really invaded every part of life, really what we have in the Hunger Games is a tale of modern times and modern politics. And so I think that this is I hope that this is also a theme that becomes part of the movie when it's out on March 23rd. Of course, we're going to have to wait and see. And I will be one of the first people in line waiting to see the movie. So perhaps we can talk about that then.